Welcome to Hypno Life with Dr. William Deihl and Dr. Jennifer Couldry.
Welcome to Hypno Life.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry from the Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You can reach us at 602-314-1907.
Or just go to dochypnosis.com. We're here for you. And today we have another heavy topic. I mean, last week was it was actually a tearjerker in some ways for me, but this week is also close to home in so many different ways. We're talking about toxic relationships.
Yes.
So if you know someone that's going through a toxic relationship, maybe stuck with a narcissist, someone that's been gaslighting them, if you don't know what those terms are, we're going to explore those terms later in the show.
We'll definitely be talking a little bit more in depth about some of those specific terms that you hear kind of thrown around, and also just the importance of safety, physical, emotional, spiritual, all of those, right?
Yeah, and that's I'm glad that you said that. A lot of people think that when they think of a toxic relationship, it just deals with abuse, of physical abuse. No, there's a mental abuse, as you said, spiritual abuse. Yeah. And financial abuse.
Yes, financial abuse as well. And a lot of this ties into the concept of control and unfortunately using that control in a way to manipulate and to take away the choice from your partner. Because the more dependent that person is on you for finances, for housing, for any of those things, the harder it is for them to maybe make an exit should they need to. And that brings us to the point that I just want to make sure that I mention the National Domestic Violence Hotline.
Yes, please.
This is very important information. Please post this around your workplace, around your churches, your places of worship, because domestic violence, emotional violence, all of these things are not limited to one specific section of our society. It is pervasive throughout all levels of our society.
Any stature, any level.
Precisely. All levels of education, all levels of financial acumen, however you want to describe it. So the National Domestic Violence Hotline is available at 1-800-799-7233. They are 24/7 and they are always free and they are confidential. You can also text them at 88788 or chat directly through thehotline.org.
And it's so prevalent, and it's actually fascinating. We went to the site, started looking at the chat, and they actually put in a opening box, a disclaimer saying, hey, if you need to exit out of this quickly, just push this button and this button.
Yes.
And that shows that it's prevalent out there. And one of the statistics, I think you said, only 50% of domestic violence is ever reported.
Right. Only 50%, exactly. Only 50% of domestic violent incidents are ever reported. Just to share some more data with you out there, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence in their lifetime.
And that's what, a lot of people think, oh, men. For me, I know and understand, because of stuff that's happened to me in my lifetime, as well as even clients have come on in. It's almost this stigma of, it's I can't say anything. I'm a man and I can't share that I was abused by a woman.
You have additional perceived stigma around weakness,
and
right?
we can't open up.
Yeah,
and
a form of weakness, or at least perceived
weakness. But that weakness is used against us. How were we raised? I was raised as a gentleman, and a gentleman never raises a hand to a woman, even if she's being abusive. So that can be used against us. So it was fascinating. I know that I've worked with individuals. I had one individual that his wife just went off. He told me he had scratches on his neck. He was, and he just left. He just did everything in his power to get into his truck and drive off. Without getting physical with her, because he knew it would be used against him. He wouldn't be believed because he was so much bigger than her. He was twice her size. And I, realizing that that's only one standpoint. The reverse is there's a lot of women
Yes.
are happening out there.
It's horrible. I mean, you bring up a very good point that size or physical size should never be a benchmark to decide or to support whether or not someone is in a relationship that is toxic or is being abused. That is not a measurable thing to use. You mentioned that women, obviously women are, this statistic is just so painful that 40% of female homicide victims are killed by a former partner.
That's amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
40%.
40%.
No wonder they says if something ever happened to someone, always look at the husband.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason, right? I know sometimes people like to watch NCIS or the crime scene shows, those things, and a lot of time they have a formula that they follow, and it's predictable, right? Well, some of that is based on real statistics. So anyway, things to consider. I know our listeners have probably heard the term gaslighting before. So let's dive in a little bit into that if you're comfortable.
Yeah, no, let's talk about gaslighting.
So here are some questions.
I've been gaslighted.
Right, I think all of us have in some capacity, at least to a certain level. So when we talk about gaslighting in relationships, what we are mentioning here are a few questions to maybe contemplate for yourself or for your loved ones, right? Does your partner repeatedly say things that confuse you? Because of this, do you often start to question your own perception of reality within the relationship? And do you question your sanity altogether?
That's called gaslighting. And it's just reinforcing that statement, because I actually went through gaslighting. I went to a point where I actually started in a relationship, started recording on my phone the conversations, because always the next day, the next week, they said, "Oh, we never said that,"
right,
or "I never said that. I didn't say that. I didn't do that."
Right.
And then I had the proof one time, and I actually played it, and they got mad at me and said it's I'm delusional because I recorded it.
Right. Yeah, and that's definitely yes, and that is one of the things that they mention when we were looking at some of the stuff on the National Domestic Violence Hotline website, which is the hotline.org. Just to mention that resource again. They mention that because that's a form of control, right? So rather than owning up to that person's actions, right, and having the emotional maturity to say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong," instead they turn that back around at you, and then almost weaponize it against you, right? Like, how could you doubt my judgment? How could you,
even though you have the facts right in front of you, you have the recording or the piece of paper or whatever, they start even attacking you for, hey, if you look for it, you'll find it.
Right. Yeah, it's like, well, is that really a healthy and a mature way to approach something, right? Partners in a good relationship, even if you have, actually everyone does have a bit of conflict here and there, right? You're able to sit down and talk about it and talk
open
it through.
Communication.
Yeah, and to be able to say, look, this is what I think you mean when you're saying this thing, and this is how it feels to me. Is that what you meant? And instead of being, met with an attack from the other person, a healthy relationship, they will look at you and say, yes, I mean this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it this way. Or when I said it, it was because of my past. That's another thing that takes time to unpack. And
that's having mutual respect. But we're going to dive in even more into gaslighting. We're going to talk about narcissists, how to spot a narcissist after the break. Yeah. We're going to talk about maybe what a healthy relationship is. And we're going to ask you some questions. This is Hypno Life. I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry from the Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You can find us at 602-314-1907.
Or go to dochypnosis.com. You're listening to us on 1100 KFNX, the Pulse of Arizona.
We'll see you after the break.
Yeah, now these floating breaks can be really beneficial Simply because if you guys are into a really good subject, you don't have to take the break right then and there. You know, if you want to make your point, you can extend that break as long as you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The only
So
real
the
heavy ones are the
quarter
top and the
hours.
bottom. Yeah, 15 and 45.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your hour. So, you know, if you're into something really, really heavy, just keep going, man.
Okay.
You know?
Thanks,
Thank you.
Chet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chet. Thank you here, Chet. He's helping
Chet
us today
is so good.
in the booth. Chet and Mike, is it Mike? Chet and Mike? They have
Yes.
a show directly before us on KFNX 1100, so check them out too. Anyway, they're wonderful colleagues as well. So
I think we hit a little bit more on
I
gaslighting.
asked all the questions, but we can dive in a little bit
You're
deeper.
talking about gaslighting. We could also talk about narcissism and then talk about why people stay.
There's more here, yeah. This
Yeah.
one especially.
Yeah.
The whole patterns of control, instability, and emotional harm. Because you fall into the circles. Where did I put it in here? These ones I really wanted to get to.
Yeah, we will. Yes, we're having fun. Sorry, we're
Yeah.
getting ready for the next
I know,
segment. And
Man.
look,
As with every week, you guys, we have so much information we want to share that sometimes it feels so. I'm just like, wait, I want to talk about this too, and I want I want to make sure we get that point. And
because
I'm sure
everything's
you've got,
so important.
and I'm sure you've got your points too that you want to share.
I have
so.
no point.
You only have a point if I give you a point. No, that's awful. No.
I'll talk about toxic relationships.
I know,
here.
right? That would be bad. No, definitely not.
What should I feel? No, it doesn't matter. They can't see it.
Over here.
She said so kindly to me, I got something in my teeth. Did I get it?
Sorry.
Did I get it?
I'm trying to tell you. No, but it's okay.
Let me swish water because for
Just go up
her.
real close to the thing so they can see it. No, I'm
You-
just kidding.
I'm going to
I'm
keep it
joking.
closer.
Let me- Okay, we already talked about that.
How's that?
So I'm kind of going through. And it'll
No,
do.
still there.
It'll do.
Still there.
Oh, this one.
What's that one?
Economic.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. And this. Actually, we should talk about that next.
Yeah.
Is this.
We'll do both. We'll do this emotional.
Yeah, because we were
Manipulation.
talking about gaslighting too before, so yeah.
Can you guys see it still in my teeth?
Stop, they don't care.
She cares. It happens. I don't. 1 minute to go.
In the scheme of things, whatever. It's fine. Yay, 1 minute. Woo! Thank you, Chet. This is fun because when Chet tells you to go, he takes his finger and he goes, woo! And so you feel like you're launching off a ship or something.
And we're
Hey.
back.
Welcome back, everyone.
I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry from Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You can reach us at 602-314-1907.
Or just go to dochypnosis.com. We are talking about toxic relationships. We
Yes.
just got done talking about gaslighting.
Yes, we did. We were diving a little bit into gaslighting, and there's clearly a lot more research available out there. I would encourage you to take a look at some of it, just to educate yourself, so that you can be there for your friends and your family should they need you in that capacity, right?
And our goal today is just if we can just help one person out.
My goodness, yes.
Just one person. Or have one person help someone else out.
Yes.
Have that ripple effect because it's out there. It happens in all societies, all levels, from celebrities
Yeah.
to anybody in the grocery store.
Right.
You know, we can talk about I'm trying to think. Whitney Houston. And,
Oh yeah, Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown. I mean, clearly
Yep.
there are
There-
celebrities that you could mention. There's several partnerships that you can see, and I think that's one of the other things to mention that from the outside, it may be easier to see these things than when you are living in them, and part of that has to do with the nervous system, and that it's not necessarily about love. Okay, love is in there, but it's your nervous system, your identity, and patterns running underneath all of that.
You know, and she was saying it. We stay with individuals because of trauma bonding, fear of abandonment,
Yeah.
Identity attachment.
Yes.
Who am I without this
Yeah,
person?
I've been with him, I've been with her, for, decades. I've been with, him or her for 50 years. Well, that doesn't allow them to continue harming you.
Low self-worth. And even nervous system familiarity.
Right.
Really realize that sometimes a relationship or a toxic relationship has now gone into an addiction model,
Yes.
where people are going for that that feeling, that high of that affection for that moment. Just like a drug, they're chasing that high. They're now chasing that moment of affection. They're chasing that connection that they've been wanting all this time, and they get stuck in it. They get stuck into the addiction process, so they have a hard time breaking away because they use this manipulation. And one of the ways, other than gaslighting, they use a control disguised as care.
Yes, and that one ties into, at least for me, some of the financial aspects of it, because economic abuse occurs in approximately 95% of domestic violence cases.
95%?
Yeah.
Holy
That's
cannoli.
huge. So if you think about it, right, if that person has control over everything, and that person doesn't have your best interests at heart, even though they may appear to be saying they do, that creates a lot of additional suffering and pain and just, yeah. And on top of that too, can I just say, at least as a woman, I know men have different pressure as well in relationships, but for women too, there's this invisible list, right? And so if your partner checks off the boxes on this list, like they have a good job, they have a good education, you have a nice home with them, or you even have children with them, right? All of a sudden it becomes much more difficult for you to leave that environment because they hit all those boxes on that list, right? And so you question, again, that comes in with the gaslighting, right? You question your own sanity, your own reality. Am I making the right decision to leave this situation if, X, Y, Z, ABC, right? He hits all these things. And your partner can hit all those things, but then also hit you. And that's not okay.
And you could be emotional hitting too.
Of course it can.
You're not going to find anybody better than me. Who's
No,
going to want
God.
you after that you have a child now?
Emotional
all
abuse.
this abuse that they keep individual in place.
Yes.
And that's the emotional manipulation that a lot of individuals go through.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that you take some time and reflect. There's so many different things that you could do to help you calm your nervous system down. And I do want to give that nervous system. I just want to give a quick tool.
Yeah.
I want you to ask yourself one quick question. I want you to close your eyes and just take a deep breath in.
Nice, deep, slow breath.
Yeah, and the reason I say take a breath in, and you hear this a lot, is because breathing is essential, and when we're under stress, we do shallow breathing. We just go into the upper part. We want to go deep into our belly. We want to do like a baby breathes, where the belly expands outwards. And realize that if you have a cramp, you don't tense up the muscle, you try to relax the muscle. Well, the same thing, an emotional cramp, that is the same thing that you're feeling in your body. You need to relax that down. So the first step is take a deep breath. The next one is ask yourself this question. I mean, seriously ask yourself, what part of me believes I need this relationship to be okay? And what would happen if I didn't? And taking some time, that might open up the door to say, am I in a toxic relationship? Am I being hurt? Am I, do I have all 5 things that I need to be in a healthy relationship? And taking a look at that. So definitely we have a lot of things that we're touching on today.
Right, we also talk about the nervous system. I know we've talked about the nervous system multiple times in several of our episodes, and it's because it all ties back to you being okay, right?
Right.
Your nervous system is is your biggest ally often, but sometimes it can also be not as much of a friend, because your nervous system craves predictability. It craves that because it wants you to feel safe, right? It wants you to be able to, like you mentioned, to take a breath. It wants your heart rate to be lower. It wants all of those things for you. But your nervous system isn't asking, is this healthy? It's asking, is this familiar? And there's a cyclical pattern to any form of abuse that can happen in your life. If you grew up in a violent household and that was what you saw, if love in your childhood was conditional, all
then
those things.
You think love is conditional.
Right.
You're programmed this way, and then you start doing what we call P&Ps, is it wasn't that bad.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
that's the ultimate form, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, or they
It
didn't
wasn't.
mean it.
Yeah, and there's no competition here, okay? It doesn't have to be, well, he didn't break my arm. I mean, did he break your wall? You know, did he throw things at you? Did he call you horrible things? And this goes both ways,
Did they break
obviously.
your heart?
Yeah, right? Did he take your money so that you can't leave? You know? Or did he make it where you didn't have access to money at all?
And then we get into this situation. I tried it, and I'm talking about past relationship, where I said, "Can I fix this? Can I fix this?" And I would make excuses for the person.
Oh yeah.
And there's an old saying: when the leopard shows his spots or her spots, you know, trust the spot. If you spot it, understand what's going on, and it's only going to be fixed if the person wants it to be fixed. There's something I read when I was in the heart of that process, where a person would apologize, but an apology without change is manipulation.
Yes.
And we don't need to be manipulated anymore.
No.
What we need to do, if the truth of the matter is, if a person wants to change, they'll change.
They will. And I've said to my friends before too, you know, words can be really pretty. I mean, they can be amazingly beautiful. They could come with flowers, they could come with chocolate, but it's really the person's actions that will tell you the most about them and how much they really do love you.
What's that saying? Actions speak louder than words.
Yes, and it's true.
It's so true. And you know, we want to make sure that we give this out one more time.
Yes, the National Domestic Violence Hotline. The phone number is 1-800-799-7233. You can text them at 88788, which is just the word START, or you can chat at thehotline.org. It's 24/7, it's confidential, and there's never a fee.
Never, you know, that's the beautiful thing. There's never a fee. And the person might not reach out. Be there for your friend. Be there for yourself.
Yeah.
It's that persistency and consistency that will help you get yourself there.
Definitely. If nothing else, I hope that this conversation just lets you know that you're not the only person going through this. It may not make it easier for you personally, but at least you know that you're not crazy.
This is Hypno Life. I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry.
From Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You can reach us at 602-314-1907 or dochypnosis.com. You're listening to us on 1100 KFNX, the Pulse of Arizona. It's about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. And then, did we get everything you wanted on that segment? Or there's
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Your mind is going. I can see that.
It's okay.
Jennifer has a tell. She has a stare off. And I know she's thinking. So I'm like, what's going on, where we're going, and everything else.
I am. It kind of reminds me, in my other life, in my other professional aspects of my life, I was a project manager for information technology in higher education, and I have a very specific look on my face when I am paying attention to something. I'm concentrating very deeply, and I have had colleagues before tell me, "Are you okay? Are you all right? It looks like you're upset, like you're pissed." You know, it's like, no, I'm paying attention. I'm not I'm not angry. I'm paying attention. So it's kind of funny. So yeah, at that moment I was just kind of going, you're right, I was going in my mind about all the things like I wanted to make sure that we mentioned, but you know, we can't get everything, you know, but we will try. And you know, we can say this online, you know, when we're back on the air, online, that's funny, when we're back on the air too, that in our practice,
Yes.
we see people at all different points in relationships, and our main goal is to, one, make sure you're safe, and then to help you get to where you want to be. We do couples counseling too, and you know,
and we do what's called collaborative counseling, where if you don't feel like one person or another, we will work with each partner separately, and then bring you guys together to communicate. So it's
maybe that's something to mention.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, that might be helpful. Yeah.
Probably should mention that on the air, but yeah. So funny. Sometimes the best conversation happens after the on-air sign turns off for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny. Oh. My stomach, sorry, my stomach's That's another thing, like, we can talk about that too, but we might not get time for it on air, but
we talk about subconscious plus physiology.
Yeah.
Or physical.
I'm just saying, some of these topics, especially if there's something that has affected you personally, just talking about it, your nervous system can start feeling some of those feelings again, and you start reacting that way. Like my stomach gets upset. That's just something that I know happens when I'm facing something difficult, like a conflict or a discussion.
Oh yeah, toxic relationship for me caused cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll say that. We'll talk about
I don't
that
know.
after the break.
I mean, it certainly didn't alleviate it.
No. Well, I can't say it caused it, but as soon as I left,
you went to remission. Yeah.
I went into remission. So hey,
no, we could talk about
you're going to hear that twice.
Yeah, we'll talk about the physiological effects. You know, your body is trying to tell you, and it's hard, especially if you're being gaslit.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with you physically. There's nothing wrong with you physically. You could even go to the hospital multiple times, and they're like, "There's nothing wrong with you physically." Or take yourself to
the hospital by yourself, and everybody else is at home.
Yeah, or
get diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Sorry, personal.
I'm like, do you feel a little bit strongly about that?
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to be sorry.
Yeah.
You're safe now. That's the most important thing.
Feeling safe is very important.
And knowing that your partner cares, right? Listen to your partner, you know, on both sides. And some of that is growing and learning too, especially if you haven't had good role models. Man,
we're going to get started.
That. Here we go. We're going to launch off the flight deck.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry from Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You can reach us at 602-314-1907.
Or simply just go to dochypnosis.com. We're talking about toxic relationships.
Yes.
And you know what? Becoming aware of it, maybe during this first half an hour that we did, maybe you're going to go, wow.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm in it.
Maybe that's happening to me.
Yeah, and I'm feeling it within my body. I'm feeling it in my
gosh. We were just talking about that your body tells you, okay? Your body tells you guys, whether it's through an illness that happens, whether it's through just a visceral reaction, like a skin type of thing, like a rash or something, or your stomach is always bothering you.
Yeah, that old saying, that gut feeling. For myself, it manifested. I can't say it manifested itself into cancer, but I had cancer, and the day that person moved out, it went into remission. So it can be very powerful. Stress on your body can cause a lot of different things. So you need to, take a look and you start understanding how the subconscious works with the physical part of our bodies. And the first one is becoming aware.
Yes.
Becoming aware of it, recognizing the patterns, and naming the behaviors. Naming it takes some energy out of it. You could be spinning all day and saying, I'm sad, I'm anxious.
Yes.
And then your body goes, oh, gave it a label.
Yes.
Let me start working on that.
And even too, can I just call
Please.
out really quickly? I know that AI and technology is not something that will ever replace mental health, but I can tell you that
Unless it replaces our brains.
Right. Okay. Well, no, we're not going there.
Okay. Sorry.
We don't need Cyberdyne.
we just went sci-fi on you guys. Sorry.
Sorry, but yeah, AI is it's not ever going to be empathetic. It's not ever going to be able to hold space for you or walk you through really difficult times like a person can. But AI is objective, and if you are in a situation where that's all you have access to,
use it.
I encourage you to, use it. Write to it. Say, if I said this and my partner said this, is that healthy? Can you give me an objective opinion or give me a small rundown of what might be happening there psychologically? Now, don't take that, and don't weaponize it, right? Obviously, but it can help you at least feel a little more stable. And you can start, like Dr. Deihl mentioned, you can start recognizing those patterns and naming those behaviors. And then you can work toward, changing that and moving out of that.
And one of the very first steps is to kind of slow down and calm down your body. And then what you do actually plays a huge part in that.
Yes.
Some people don't understand we are vibrational creatures. And you get into that vibration.
I do. The neuroacoustic therapy, right? That's a really fancy, wonderful term for frequency and vibration, and other people call it sound therapy. It's so important, my friends. We need to relax. We need to take care of ourselves, and we don't have to ask permission, okay? If you are feeling at your end, they say at your wit's end, right? I've had people come into my office that I swear they are literally vibrating. They are so anxious that they can't even think for a moment. They can't even just take a breath.
They're
like you
in
mentioned.
that fight or flight or freeze.
Yes.
And
yes.
you give them a safe place.
I try. I really do. I endeavor very much to do that for my clients. For
I do
everyone,
too.
honestly.
Yeah.
Of course you do, yeah. And hypnotherapy helps with that as well, right? Getting your body to slow down, getting you to go into a relaxed state so that your subconscious is more receptive to the suggestion, to the pattern that you want to interrupt or change.
And maybe you are stuck in a pattern of love is this turmoil.
Pain, right? Have you heard that one?
Yeah.
Love is pain?
No,
it
it's
should not be. It can be challenging, it can be confusing, and it can
so
be...
we can actually reprogram your picker, lack of a better
Right, let's get you picking some people that are going to pull for you, right, instead of the other way.
I remember working with this young lady. I think it's a testimonial on my YouTube, or our YouTube channel, not mine.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
And she talked about being in a 10-year relationship. And over a couple of sessions, we helped her move on and do. And it's sometimes that quick. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. Sometimes it's a journey because we were raised deep into that.
Oh, that's
And we have to go into childhood.
Yes.
And that's called regression therapy. And we do that.
Yes.
We work with individuals to help them kind of reprogram, to help them feel safe again. Safe in their own bodies. They're safe in their own environments.
I agree. And can I just say that you can love someone and you can continue to love someone, but no longer allow them to hurt you.
That's so true.
It's so important, okay? I know, especially as just a very feeling individual, that you can tend to put other people beyond anything that you need, and that's not sustainable, okay? You have to be on the list. You have to be on that list. You might be down a little bit further, especially if there's a baby or if there's, other things that need to take precedent. But please, please, my friends, all of you out there, keep yourself on the list. You're important too, and you're worth it.
I had this, when I'm talking to my clients, I always talk to them. I said, well, it's like a math equation. Something's not always adding up. And if you're not in that math equation, it can't add up because you're missing a component that needs to be there. So if it doesn't add up, it's there. Yes. I also say that I said, you ever notice where the whenever you have a problem, you are there? So you have to take an active responsibility of giving yourself some relief.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's very true. You have more autonomy and more power in the choices in your life than you think you do. I know that some of these decisions are very difficult, especially if you have small children and you have no financial way to, to just go to a hotel or whatever. Or maybe you don't have family that you've talked to for a long time because you've been in a situation where this person has separated you and isolated you from them. So it's important to call out again the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233, thehotline.org, or just text START, the word START, that's 88788.
And I have this written down. The hidden truth is leaving isn't the hard part.
Right.
Becoming yourself again is.
Oh my gosh.
And when you start using excuses, we have kids together, or he understands me, or whatever you want to use your excuse, realize if you do have kids, you're actually teaching them how to have a poor relationship, how to be into an abusive cycle. So you're creating this cycle and continuing this cycle instead of showing that strength and belief in yourself, so your kids will have that belief in themselves later on.
And it's scary. It's
so scary. We both have, had to go through, and, myself, I know I had to leave, not just one, a couple of relationships over the years because I was stuck in a pattern.
Yeah.
And I took some time to reevaluate myself.
And this brings us also up just to kind of mention to you guys our topic next week will be on addiction, because toxic relationships are a form of addiction, especially when the control aspect of it is used, or affection is used as control, like a reward and punishment system, where you get into that cycle where it fires off the same type of dopamine as addiction. So it just know that if it's difficult, that's okay. I mean, some of it really will be hard to navigate, but you're worth making that decision. You're worth keeping your children safe, and reach out to us. We're here for you too. We're here to help you navigate some of these really difficult things, and we really do care. I mean, we care about you. We haven't even met you. We care about you, honestly. We want you to have the resources that you need, and we want to help you move forward toward that better life.
And there is a simple 5-step formula. One is reconnect with your body, and you do that in your process. That's one of the first things we do.
Breath work.
Interrupt the pattern. We start having you start thinking in a different way, helping you understand this is a pattern. Let's break it. Rebuild your self-worth.
Yes.
You are worth it.
Yes, you are.
God doesn't make junk, so you're already perfect.
There you go.
Create new internal safety.
Yes.
Your safety is with you.
Oh my
Safety
God.
for your children.
Yeah.
And get support.
Get support.
We're here for you.
Friends,
as support.
family.
We've given out the National Domestic Violence Hotline several times. We'll give it again after the break.
Yeah.
But we're here for you to help you get through this. After the break, I want to at least talk about what narcissism or the signs of narcissist, because a lot of people don't know what that is. We know, but we want to continue talking about this. I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry.
You've been listening to Hypno Life here on 1100 KFMX.
The Pulse of Arizona.
I think we went to the spot a minute early, but that's okay.
Did you?
I think so. Oops.
Were
We'll
you
have
paying attention?
we'll have an extra minute. No, I saw the hand and I
Oh.
think I jumped to it.
Yeah,
it's
you
46.
did.
I went a whole minute early. We went a minute early.
We lost a minute because of him. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're gaining a minute for the next
There you
segment.
go. We're gaining a minute. Actually, that's a good way to look at
Yeah,
it. We're
gaining a minute
for
on
the
the
next
next
one.
segment.
No,
I'm
it
going to
already
use that
goes.
minute to the point.
Yeah.
Did
See,
this
I
chair
shouldn't.
sink?
Yeah, it did. No, I don't know. Maybe you look shorter.
Here.
He's slowly just lowering down.
This chair is sinking on me.
That's horrible.
What the hell?
I'll just lower it when he's not looking.
Did you do
No,
that?
oh gosh, no, I wouldn't do
I'm
that.
like, suddenly the mic is up here, and I'm like, why is the mic up here?
What's happening, Ethel? I'm
What the hell is
shrinking.
happening? Holy crap.
Oh man, my friends. Oh. What do you talk about? Yeah, I think we should also talk about the vulnerability once you do leave, too. But yes, vulnerability once you leave, which ties into what a healthy one looks
Yes.
like.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I agree. And you wanted to talk about this, but
Yeah, I do. I just said,
you can say a few.
yeah,
Say a
I
few.
just did the
Yeah.
first.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot out there. There's a lot about narcissism and narcissistic traits. There's a lot about recognizing narcissism, and yeah, there's a lot, you guys.
There is a lot. There's so much. And we've been studying and going through this for years. And there's still more and more stuff always coming out. So we're constantly studying.
Yes.
SG1, isn't it?
That's funny. It's talking about like, what is it? Oh, it's like, it's for SG1. It's some commercial in our ear here, but I'm immediately thinking Stargate.
That's exactly what I thought.
SG1. That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you for being with us, everybody. We appreciate you taking the time to listen and to share this information again with your family and your friends. Post it at work, post it at your church, your synagogue, your mosque.
Whatever.
This is, it's
We're going to get started.
unfortunate and pervasive. Man. Boy. Yeah, and part of this is even knowing what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that.
And knowing about like emotional maturity and being able to, like, not only do you have to be able to share with your partner what's going on, but have a partner that will be able to hold space for you enough to not attack you when you do that.
Yes. Here we go.
That's difficult right there. Talk about emotional maturity and safety.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, my
Yeah.
friends.
I'm Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry from the Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You can reach us at 602-314-1907.
Or just go to dochypnosis.com. We're talking about toxic relationships, and one of the biggest buzzwords out there right now is narcissists. You know, and I think people throw that term around, but let's talk about like three of the top
like
three
what
things
is it, right?
That you'll see in a narcissist. One is a grandiose or self-importancy.
Yes.
That they think the world revolves around them.
Right.
I think there's an old joke of how many narcissists does it take to change a light bulb? Just one. They just hold it, and the world revolves. And
Revolves
screws
around
in.
them. Yeah. It takes care of it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think about it in your relationship, if your partner, if it's always about them, that's not a relationship, my friends.
Yes.
That's a dictatorship. That's
It's
you're
about
there.
you and me, baby.
Yeah, they're in that situation. Yeah, you're not. That's not a partnership. You want someone who thinks about your needs and your emotional well-being, your financial well-being, right? All of those things as much as they think about their own.
Yep. They also need a constant need for admiration, or they have a lack of empathy.
Lack of empathy. That's huge. Have you ever been in a situation where you have an argument, and you try to go to your partner, like in a healthy relationship, right? If you have an argument, you can go to your partner, you can be emotionally vulnerable, and you can say, this is what happened, this is how I feel about it, and your partner will look at it and go, okay.
Trust and safety.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. Let's talk this through. I didn't mean to fly off the handle. I didn't mean to get angry. At that moment, I wasn't angry at you. I was frustrated by the situation, right? And then you would feel safe enough to say, oh, I was triggered by that because in a prior relationship, when my partner got loud, it immediately escalated to physical altercation. And then you can begin to heal, and you can heal each other. That's what a real partnership is.
To heal each other, 100%.
Yeah.
To work together getting through it. And that's, she's sharing it, and one simple way of putting it is to have open communications. To be able to share and know that you can share it both ways, because you have, number 3 is mutual respect.
Yes, mutual respect is so important. And if your husband, if your partner, I mean, whoever, right? Your partner, your husband, your lover, if they come to you and they are sharing something and they're very vulnerable, hold space for them. That's the ultimate. I think that's the ultimate care that you can give another soul on this planet.
Is to hold space for them.
Yes, to hold space. If your partner is vulnerable and they're telling you something that is hurting them, listen. Listen to them. Put your own needs aside for that moment and listen to them. But in the same breath, they should also hold that space for you.
100%. It's not one-sided. A relationship takes 2. And, but there also should help you have some individual and also some space.
Yes.
One of the tactics a lot of narcissists do is actually they start separating you from your family, separating from your friends.
Yes.
They slowly nitpick and take you away
pull
from
you away
and pull you
from
away.
Your support network.
You don't want that. You want to make sure it's okay to go out with your girlfriends
or
your guy friends. It's okay to have some space and go golfing
have
or whatever.
Interests and needs that have nothing to do with your partner. My grandmother, bless her heart, she used to say, it's okay if they miss you a little bit.
She's a wise woman.
She was very wise.
And there should be a level of equality and compromise. Mm-hmm. I talk about the like me scale. And if you come into my office, I'll actually talk to you to how to make healthy boundaries with individuals. Mm-hmm. And there's not always a time that you are in a situation where someone asks you to do something and you're not going to like yourself doing it, but you give in because they're manipulating you.
You want them to like you more.
Well,
but or that's you're guilted into it.
They're guilted into it.
It is
so a like me scale basically says, okay, will I like me in this?
Right.
I will really like me if I do this. I won't like me if I do that. Right. So what you do is negotiate, compromise, and compromise should be on both sides, where you get maybe to a neutral spot. That's true on how to make healthy boundaries too. Mm-hmm. Healthy boundaries is not you cross this line, you die.
That's it. Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
That's
that
not.
way.
Yeah. No, that's not healthy. And any relationship requires some give and take, right? Just make sure that you're not, like the giving tree. And all you are is a stump at the end. I hate to bash on literature, but I really don't like that story because it encourages one half of the relationship to just be the taker and one the giver, and that's not sustainable, and that's not how we should approach.
When you think about it, in the end, that tree is left in as just a stump.
Yeah, exactly.
It died.
It's like, great, now you can sit on me. I'm sorry, but I want more than that. That's how it ends. I want more than that from my partner, right?
And you don't want to be the giving tree. You don't want to be sat on at the end.
Yeah, you have more to give in this world by growing together, right? Ideally they should both be just happy trees.
And we didn't talk about one of the things that a lot of people use, sometimes their tools, is triangulation, where they bring in your family. Oh, I can't believe they bring in your mother or brother or sister or whatever. One.
Yeah,
because gaslighting is a tool, triangulation is a tool.
It makes perfect sense, right? Yeah, don't. A healthy relationship, right, is between you and your partner, and you can have those difficult conversations together, right? But it isn't, I'm calling your mom to tell her how awful you were because you went out with the boys or whatever, and and you, I don't know, whatever. You didn't take my needs into account or something. But that's also rather juvenile. I mean, you're not telling on somebody. I mean, have a conversation and work it out.
And the other one is love bombing.
Oh.
That's a big one. And a lot of people misinterpret. There's good people that love bomb because they just love the person to death.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
The love part of it is great.
But if the love bombing is used to manipulate you,
right? And
come on, guys, if you take a step back and look at it, you're going to be able to see.
You'll know.
Oh my God.
Hello.
I had a partner that would, every time they wanted to do something, oh my God,
Were they so sweet?
they're so sweet.
Yeah,
And then
so
they go,
sweet.
can we do this?
By the
Or can we
way,
do that?
yeah, by the way, I want this car or something. It's like, come on. Yeah, I have to admit, there have been a few times in my life where the relationship was at a point where it was, I just knew that it was going to be probably finished, and it was probably on fire, to be truthful. And all of a sudden, there's roses. And never in my life have I felt more upset at flowers. I mean, flowers are usually a beautiful thing. But at that moment, those flowers, I mean, this is awful, but I kind of wanted to light them on fire. I was so upset because I'm like, this moment right now, you could have, like, at any point in our relationship, we could have tried to work things through as an adult, as a, you know, an emotionally healthy person, like talked it through and grown together, right, through diversity or through adversity, sorry. But no, you wait until, you know, until I'm done. Like, you wait until I'm completely done, and then you try to bring me those. But it wasn't even a love thing at that point. It was a guilt thing, right? It was a don't leave thing. Not I love you necessarily, although that was in there, I think, but more of a, you know, please don't leave.
What we need to, you know, really want to talk about at the very end is how to rebuild yourself.
Yeah.
One, your identity. You are your own individual. You need to, you may have lost yourself during this. You may have even forgot what you enjoy in life.
Right.
You know, I had a client that he got actually back into it, and another testimonial. He started going on hikes. He started going out into nature, start reconnecting, and found the things he loved again.
It was great.
The next one is self-trust. Trust yourself.
Yes.
If you feel it in your body, you get this sinking feeling and this anxiousness before you go, when that person's coming home.
Right.
Heck,
Yeah.
I knew I'd made a right decision when that person moved out, and the very next day, my dog and I are dancing around the kitchen making breakfast, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like this weight is off my shoulders.
Yeah, I remember, for myself, I remember sitting in my house all by myself with my cats and stuff, and it was quiet. Like, it was just this peaceful quiet, and I felt relief. And that was difficult to navigate, to know that at that moment, that relationship, you know, it distilled down to me feeling better alone.
The other one is other two is emotional regulation and having those boundaries for yourself.
Healthy boundaries, right?
And emotional regulation means you're going to have the up and downs, guys.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And we need to just make sure.
Yeah, that's why the support is so important, so that you don't immediately look for that same pattern again, right?
You've been listening to Hypno Life. This is Hypno Life. I am Dr. William Deihl.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Couldry. You can find us at 602-314-1907.
Or just go to dochypnosis.com. Doc Hypnosis Wellness Center. You are listening to us on 1100 KFNX, the pulse of Arizona. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Next week we are going to be talking about addiction.
Yes.
And if you do have someone that has an addiction, maybe their addiction is, once again, a toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make sure you join us for that show, because that's going to be a powerful show. That's going to be one of those things that are going to make a difference. So once
reach
again,
out. We're here for you.
Just to reach out, and once again, you're listening to us on 1100 KFNX, the pulse of Arizona.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We're going to go up and turn this off. Please IM us if you have any questions, you want us to address something, show ideas, whatever you can.
Yes.
We are here for you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.